Oh, yeah. Welcome to the blockchain basement, all you degenerates. Welcome. If you just watched Ben interview the guy from Reef and rant a little bit, it was awesome. It's Nicky D, a.k.a. Crypto Sunglasses, a.k.a.
Professor Nick.
Head of content here at
Nicky
BitBoy
D,
Crypto.
when did that start?
That's right.
I called him that when we did the
nickname
live stream
start?
together.
That's right. Welcome, basement dwellers across the fruited plain. Razmataz, Enzo Mining, DJ Sexual, Chef Crypto, Urkelson, Riddle with Puns, probably said it, Sophic Cryptic. All wonderful people, all beautiful people here.
Thank you, Crypto Thorn.
Yeah. Welcome to, again, the blockchain basement. We have the fantastic Ali B Crypto. We have the mediocre AJ Pleasanton. And we have the
Amazing,
abysmal NFT
New
Justin.
Bored
First time
Ape.
on the show.
New Bored Ape
Welcome.
Yacht Club owner.
I did buy. Now I've been in the ecosystem for a while though. Yeah, I did just get an ape. I had a mutant.
Yeah, I remember when you were designing that
Long-term ape holder. JPEG junkies, if you're in the chat, give us a whole yeah in the chat with your favorite drug of choice as a junkie. Nick is sporting his Richard Hart costume today. My guy. There is no such thing as a Richard Hart costume. This is Woolrich from Pennsylvania. This is LL Bean. And these are $15 shades I had custom made on Etsy.
And they hurt your eyeballs.
And they hurt my temples.
Ariel
Extremely.
said Philly in the basement. AJ and I both from Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
Welcome.
right. It's always
What's up?
sunny in the basement.
It's never sunny.
Justin's from a gutter? Wait, where are you from?
A gutter?
What hole
Wait,
did you
somebody
crawl
ask
out?
me? Where, oh no, we're just talking about where we're from. I was
Yeah.
born in Georgia,
Yeah.
You're Florida
Georgia?
man.
but
At
I was
heart.
He is Florida man at
lived, yeah, I lived in Florida before I moved up here. But I was
Yeah.
born in Georgia, went to Florida, now I'm back.
Were you born with Gucci glasses on,
Yes,
or
I came out
picked
with
them?
Gucci
Yeah.
glasses.
I thought
Can you
so.
show the Gucci glasses to the camera a little bit better? Is there an ISO on Justin? Do we have that?
These are blue light glasses, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I wear them
okay.
for my protection.
I
For
like
sure.
those.
There we go. There we go. Zoomed in.
Boom.
Let's see the
Yeah,
sides.
look at that resolution.
That's pretty cool.
Look at that
This
resolution.
is the kind of content. This is the kind of
I
yeah.
like
We're
how
gonna need
grainy
that.
It is.
We're gonna.
Was that the grainy filter? We got the grainy filter on. That's good.
All right, let's get into
Hey,
it. Let's just
really-
take a quick.
real fast.
Yeah, what's up?
He
Real
says,
fast.
"I love that Nick D is outspoken about his dislike of Richard Hart." Would you like to elaborate?
We can elaborate later.
Okay, later.
Yeah.
I just curious.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm curious too.
I'm
now.
curious now. That was a good question.
no, it's
Not even a
it's-
question.
It's
I
gonna be
just-
better if I didn't elaborate.
He got
It's-
turned down on a dinner
Why
date.
are you afraid to elaborate about Richard
Well, because
Hart?
like he's tight with Ben. I don't want to cause any
It's just
stirs.
the basement.
It
You
is
don't want to
just the
cast a hex on
basement.
him.
I mean, yeah, SBF. I said SBF is the inverse of Richard Hart. Like a negative Richard Hart, that's what SBF is. So
That sounds positive for Richard Hart,
Yeah.
to be honest.
really?
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
we'll get into it. Let's take a quick look at the market cap. We're going to do that because we're all crypto degenerates.
Whoa.
Welcome to the basement.
Whoa, dark mode.
Oh, sorry.
Monster.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking monster.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Thank you.
16,688 for Bitcoin. We got 1,200 for Ethereum.
I know
got-
Deezy's in a Bitcoin short. He started at 17.
That's probably
I've
smart.
been
A very
keeping an eye
weird
on it.
chart for Tether. One of the most bizarre Tether charts I've ever seen. We can't actually see that. XRP 37 cents. Everything's terrible. It's just time to DCA. Don't get saucy. Let's move on to, speaking of sauce, Cardano founder Charles Hosky says it's a joke to put the FTX fall on Binance. Charles had some hot takes. Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson was reacting to reports stating that Binance's role in the FTX exchange collapse has come under congressional scrutiny. Blah, 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 blah. Reacting to development, Hoskinson described the move as a big effing joke. He also said that SBF was first given a full pass in an article published by the New York Times, which was the most insane puff piece. I mean, the Wall Street Journal also went pretty soft on him too, right, Justin? You were saying?
Yeah, they basically said he won't be able to save us from the next pandemic, which is a joke. So, but
Why would they bring up the pandemic?
because he is known to, like, one of his platitudes that he likes to talk about
Mhm.
is one, global warming, and then the other one is we need to be ready for the next pandemic. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the
Mm.
things that he said, which kind of aligns with where all of his money was going.
Okay.
But I want to get into, like, why do you think that the New York Times and the Washington Post went so soft on him? I'm just curious on what people think about that.
I have something to say about that. Well, last night, Jada and I finished watching
Whoa.
the season 1 finale
Oh, okay.
of The Wire.
I love this.
And in The Wire,
Oh, that's a great show.
in The Wire, this police officer detective unit kind of uncovers like this onion of murders and drug crime and everything, and they realized that the Avon Barksdale, like the main antagonist, was kicking money up to the senators, to the politicians, to the judges, etc., and they shut down the case and kind of like did everything they could to get in their way because Avon Barksdale, the very person the unit was going after, was funding all the politicians and lining their pockets and giving them all the grants he needed for everything. And it just goes to show that when you get in the way of people's money, like, you know, don't follow the drugs, follow the money. And when drugs, with the drugs, you'll just find the dealers and the users. With the money, you can find everyone. And it reminds me a lot of that. It's a good analogy there because, you know, the left is going really soft on him because, you know, he lines their pockets. It's as simple as that. Like it is literally, it's just such an egregious thing. And that just literally sums up the entire mainstream media for me, that you could literally get away with stealing billions and billions of dollars as long as you're a donor to their agenda. And it's literally disgusting.
So funny you bring up the pandemic. BJ, take my screen real quick. This is the actual LinkedIn for Sam's brother, Gabriel. He is the director at Guarding Against Pandemics, which are an NGO that are in bed with the World Economic Forum.
It's only got 188 followers.
Can they describe to me how T-cell exhaustion works? Because apparently they did no research on that.
Yeah, got him.
Oof.
So he's in bed. Sam knows the right people, okay? That's why they're going soft on him, because
Who is the right people, though? Like,
the
who does he
Democrats.
A lot
His
of
the
political people.
a ton of political people. I mean, his goblin girlfriend is the daughter of Gary Gensler's
She's actually a level
boss.
2 mage. She's not goblin class.
Oh, she's not? I thought she was
No.
like...
I heard
okay.
she's a Goblin Town owner, though.
Yeah, that's true.
She
Goblin
definitely
Town.
handles Goblin.
Yeah, she's in
Level
Goblin
2
Town
mage
right
that
now.
Owns Goblin Towns.
Yeah.
Yes.
So both of his parents went to Stanford. His mom runs Mind the Gap, which is a super duper
Gap
liberal
Storm.
super PAC. They've been turning elections for the past 4 years, since 2018. So highly, highly involved. I mean, he met with Gary Gensler like 3 or 4 times this year alone, telling him how to do regulation, which oddly enough was
Where
blowing
is
up in
Gary?
Gary's
He's been
face.
really quiet.
Yeah, Gary's been oddly quiet ever since this happened. Well, when he got shamed on CNBC, it was all super awkward because the guy from CNBC was like, "Well, Gary, you've been meeting with Sam over several times this year. How did this get out from under your nose?" And Gary was like, this just shows the importance for regulation, blah, 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 blah.
Wait, he got
Right.
shamed in the mansion? I didn't think they did
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I want to see
But if you
if
go to his
Gensler
tweet,
went to the
he's-
Bahamas.
Yeah. Well, that's what Charles was saying. It says, so the first, the New York Times gives SBF a full pass, and now it's Binance's fault. This is a joke. The punchline is we all got a $50 billion bill, and SBF gets to keep having low rent, eyes wide shut parties down in the Bahamas. Yeah, like it's one thing to have an eyes wide shut party. It's another thing to have a FTX employee eyes wide shut party with just like 1s and 3s. It's awful.
Yeah.
Wait, I just figured, was Caroline in Harry Potter?
Dobby? Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
She got killed by Bellatrix Lestrange, though.
Oh, bummer.
Spoilers. Jesus.
Bummer.
So his dad, Joseph Bankman, very connected with, BlackRock, for example.
Yep.
Those are some of the large investors that invested in FTX early on.
And Sequoia, right?
Sequoia
Yeah.
early on, who they were hooked up through his dad.
Yep.
So those are some of his connections. And then through his mom, a lot of people in politics, especially the Democratic Party.
Yep. So Gavin Newsom knows Sam pretty well, and there's just a lot of stench when it comes to Sam.
Taco wants to know what you think about the election, Justin.
Yeah.
Taco. Okay, first of all, ban him.
Yeah.
Ban Taco.
No, don't ban
I don't know if
Taco.
I can talk. Can I talk about the election?
Later, I got a really good tee up for you. Just
Okay.
hang on a second.
All right.
Wait, I have a theory about the New York Times article.
Hold on, I'm banning
Enlighten
him.
us.
This is going to be
Okay.
fun.
So David Yaffe Bellany, the guy who wrote the article, he also wrote an article in the New York Times back in May. It was called "A Crypto Emperor's Vision: No Pants, His Rules." He wrote a tweet in May that said, "Went to the Bahamas to follow Sam Bankman-Fried, one of the most powerful people in crypto. He's trying to write the rules for the industry as its risks grow increasingly stark. Come for that important stuff and stay for the crypto-themed condoms."
Yes, the FTX condoms.
So maybe he was like in their little sex circle.
If he was only so lucky. Here they are. The FTX condoms.
Something about always liquid or something.
Yeah.
I'm
Never
assuming
breaks.
those are probably short.
Hey.
Hey. You can't see it. It's
The short.
all on the
Funny.
increased liquidity for a smoother experience. These are real these are actual things that they gave out.
Wow.
Yeah. Top signal. That is your top
Wow.
signal.
But they missed FT sex.
I know. It's,
Yeah,
like,
missed
come on.
opportunity.
look, these are just TradFi. They're not even crypto people. Let's be abundantly clear. These are not crypto people who are running
No, it's
FTX.
not for long positions.
Hey, solid.
Erkson, that's
Solid.
good. It was Erkelson. Is that it?
Yeah.
Erkelson? Okay, Erkelson. Good job. Yeah, so bad they make you run.
To use
That
on all their
said?
customers. I like that.
To use on all the customers. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they made enough.
This is how they spread their contagion.
Ooh, yeah, they all got stapled or something like that.
Yeah, that's an STD joke.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
I gathered that.
Good one.
Well, we're kind of talking about it, Sam. So let's just keep on talking about Sam. Let's talk about Temasek. So here's the thing with Temasek. Temasek is the sovereign wealth fund of Singapore. They have strong ties to the Chinese triads. The leader of the Chinese triads is a guy named Li Ka-shing. Okay, get ready. It gets worse. Li Ka-shing is also an investor in the Digital Currency Group. The Digital Currency Group owns Coinbase. So the big mamma
Surprise
jamma.
face.
So one of the biggest bankrollers of Coinbase and the Digital Currency Group, and Grayscale's in the Digital Currency Group too, right, Justin?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Just did a $275 million write-off. What are the downstream effects of this going to be, Justin?
Of what again? Of these write-offs?
If the inner core of the onion, Temasek, is not insulated from this FTX fallout, how much worse is it going to be down the line?
It could get a lot worse. I mean, I was hearing people throw out. Now, look, if you would, we were eating lunch a couple of minutes ago, me, DZ, and Taco, and we were talking about, like, if I would have told you a month ago that FTX was going to go bankrupt, it was going to crash, everybody was going to get liquidated, you would have told me that I was out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
Sam Bankman-Fried is like the crypto Jesus Christ coming to save us, right?
Mother Teresa of crypto. That's what we called him all
and
year.
so I was thinking, I was watching some different podcasts last night.
Mother
and,
Teresa.
I was watching, and I was just doing some thinking, and I moved a lot of crypto off the market completely into my bank just because I had that mini freak out,
Smart move.
thinking like, holy shit, people have thrown out Binance. People have thrown out Coinbase. Like, if I can't remember who tweeted it, it was somebody very relevant. They said, if you think FTX is bad, wait till you see Binance. And that like really freaked me out. Yep. Especially when you come across like other, knowledge that's coming out that we all kind of knew Tether was kind of not shady, but like not completely on the up and up, but they're only 75%, back. There's not even enough. So like when you start looking at those numbers and you start thinking of people that leverage, institutions that are leveraging, you look at Gemini, the twins, they had to shut down their earn program because of they're lending out to Genesis, who was lending out to FTX and
I barely got
all those
my
other
money
places.
out. Yep. I had a couple thousand in Gemini. I barely got it out.
Yeah. So like the tentacles, it's not just one entity when you talk about crypto. It can affect everybody, including Coinbase. Even there, they're like, oh, it's a public company. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
You know how many public companies went down? Like Enron was a public company.
Yeah. The corruption is corruption is corruption. And at the end of the day, if you're a criminal and you affect other people. And unfortunately, I was listening to a space last night too, and they were trying to tell me that Sam Bankman-Fried deserves a second chance.
Yeah,
like,
Ben
the
was talking about
narrative is starting to change. He needs a second chance.
Who would say that?
It was on the Mario Spaces.
Yeah, Ben was in the space too. Yeah,
and Ben was in there, and like, of course, he went off. I raised my hand, but I'm a nobody, so they didn't call me up. But they were saying he's
That's not true. You're somebody to me, Justin. If you're here in the basement, you're a somebody.
Shout out to the 103 people in the basement with
103.
103.
Wow.
You're important to us.
Twitch is getting big. Anyway.
But they were saying Sam Bankman-Fried deserves a second chance, and they were debating on whether he has a high EQ and a high IQ, and like, oh, he's a genius, and he just, no.
I don't think he's a genius.
Criminal, sociopathic degenerate. That's all he ever was.
Right.
He made his name trading and creating arbitrage systems. That's how he made his money. And then he said, oh, I can even do it better if I created an exchange that does it. That's all he did. He's a criminal scam artist.
Yeah.
He's not this like God that, was here to save us from another pandemic. That's bullshit.
He's a useful idiot.
Yeah.
He knew how to do a thing.
I don't even think he has a high IQ or
no.
He's just weird. Listen to him talk. He doesn't have a high EQ either. He can't read people's emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to him speak.
Yeah. He's a bird.
You can tell he's not approachable. He's not relatable. He's a joke.
Yeah. The guy rolls ones every turn.
Yeah. Wasn't he bad at gaming too? I'm not a gamer.
He can't even do League of Legends right. Okay. Twitch. Like, I don't play League of Legends that much, but I at least know that the bronze. Wait, what was that, BJ? Are we going to fight?
I said, we can tell, and I didn't stutter. Anyway.
That's right. So, yes, I am not really into League of Legends. I'm not a virgin, so I can't really relate with the crowd. So, here's the thing. Like, I know, like, bronze is not good, but the dude apparently is some freaking savant, but he can't even get past bronze level. I could probably slap my butt cheeks on a keyboard playing League of Legends and get past bronze. I've played it at least once.
Follow to see that happen live.
Yeah, hit +1 in the chat if you want to see me slap my butt cheeks on a keyboard to play League of Legends.
Me, Lucifer. Richard Hart is also a scam artist with an incredible ability to debate.
Correct.
Sam Bankman-Fried, I've never seen him debate well.
No.
He got destroyed.
It was ugly.
Yeah,
it was very entertaining, but he got destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of +1s in the chat. TJ, when you see this recording, I think I'm going to have my own show on Twitch. Yeah, it won't be as good as Amaranth riding a pickle Rick, but very, very close. When he's in Congress, when SBF is in Congress, he's reading off of a script because his handlers give it to him. He's there and he's like shaking his leg and he doesn't have his shoes tied. And he's like, there's so much over leverage built into the system. They weren't even watching it the entire time.
We have to be ready for the next pandemic.
We have to be ready.
Yeah. Where's that? Can you get that clip, Jamie?
Please submit to your overlords.
You want to see something really awkward? Pull up the Tom Brady thing that he did with
Sam.
That is one of the weirdest. Sam, Tom Brady. That is one of the weirdest pieces of content ever.
He's just tweaking.
Yeah.
He's just straight up tweaking. I think
Tom handles
BJ,
Adderall
do you need me to
a
pull
lot
that
better.
If you want to, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
Tom Brady, SBF.
I like Corey Hardin's conspiracy theories in the chat. He said SBF and his whole family are all made up. SBF is an undercover agent, and FTX was built to be destroyed, all as an attempt to destroy crypto and regulation.
I kind of think the same thing. Like, I play mental 5D conspiracy chess with myself all the time. And if this whole thing was planned for it to fall out, for him to be the fall guy, so crypto regulation is like forced on us in like a really stupid way, like, I wouldn't be surprised. But will we ever know the truth? No. But is it possible? Totally.
Sometimes I feel like the story's too perfect. Like, there's so many characters. All the people in his family all have like a different affiliation with some, something evil. And it's just like, how do you,
Yeah, it's the World Economic Forum ties that really kind of make it gross. I actually wrote this article.
Shout out to Unky Cloud.
I feel like if it was like a big thing put on by like a big script put on and a big movie put on for us, I feel like they would have made Caroline more attractive.
Well,
don't you think?
You know what?
She's so ugly.
She's such a meme, though.
They're all ugly. That's the thing. Like, they're all these like really kind of inbred Sigma males. It's very bizarre. Like the whole operation there. Can you take
very
my screen?
Hobbit-like. Yeah. It's like we're in the Shire.
You're not playing audio right now, right?
I'm not.
Look at him.
God, it's scary.
God.
And it's going to be an amazing day. We'll get started. We'll do
is he small?
Get ready with
or
me.
Is he just
small. He's Hobbit-like.
Yeah, he's very much a Hobbit.
What's up, guys? I'm here with my boy Sam.
He's there.
From
He's
FTX.
in it, and now we're losing him. We're losing him because he's tweaking out.
Today we're going to do some TikToks for you guys. And it's going to be amazing.
Does he have a vibrator in his butt?
We'll
it looks staged. It looks staged, but it's not.
No, he's not playing Magnus, so no vibrator.
Definitely staged.
It's staged.
I don't think it's staged.
I think it's staged.
It's really
but
bad.
That's how bad it is. It's staged. It's supposed to be, and it's still awkward.
Yeah.
I don't even know why he would do that.
I don't get it.
If you're trying to like get support from your investors or something like that.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
None of it.
Rywan said, I disagree with that because if he was an insider, then they were set up to dictate regulation with him as the monopoly holder. That's the way it seemed.
Yeah, there's some dark money play here. So he was a good boy. He was raising money for the Democrats. He was the second biggest Democrat donor. but he's an earner, so he's not going to just go away. They're not going to, you know, unalive him because he's too good.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
that's incorrect. You are 100%.
There's a show on Netflix called The Untold Truth of America. If you haven't checked it out, you check it out. It's got several episodes.
Is that like the 1619 Project?
It goes through all these major things, calamities that happen throughout history, starting from like 1890 all the way up until present day. And it shows you what's going on behind the scenes, behind all these things that are going. We see what's going on now because it's like on a TV. Behind the scenes, there's major, and it always involves the government. Always.
Allegedly.
So like, allegedly. So it's going to be interesting to find out in 20 years what was really going on behind this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the biggest, people don't realize it because we think we're just in such a small echo chamber in crypto. This is one of the biggest stories, really, in our lifetimes when it comes to fraud, finance, government, politicians, corrupt, you know, government and all that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, but we won't find out for another 20 years, unfortunately.
I think we need like Kevin Spacey to reenact Frank Underwood once again to break this shit down for us because I think we need a House of Cards season 7.
No, he just got an award in Italy.
If House of Cards came back, I'd watch it. How about
Hashtag free Kevin. Let's
free,
put it in
free
the chat.
Spacey.
He was on that airplane.
Don't put that in the chat.
He was on that. He was on that airplane. Do not free Kevin. That's a bad one.
Frank Underwood is still my president. Okay.
You know, Bernie Madoff, he was a Democrat, but he was not giving them enough money, and so he died in prison. But SBF, it was just a direct funnel. It was a direct funnel to the DNC, and P.S., he also loaned himself $1 billion from Alameda. That just came out today. Wow. Alameda gave him a personal loan of $1 billion.
Wow.
No strings attached. SBF. Wow. He said, "Yo, Caroline, girl, give me $1 billion." She's like, "Sure thing, boo."
Yeah. Hey, Boo Bear. Remember last Friday?
Yeah.
Where's that Billy?
Yeah, exactly. So it would, and there's actually reports of FTX employees submitting expense reports over Telegram and the accountants approving them with emojis. Like they weren't submitting receipts.
Eggplant emoji, like which one?
They didn't actually go into those details. I'm sure that'll come out in the probably in the sex tape. I hope.
Oh, I hope that. Oh man.
Yeah. Where was that word? Don't say that word. Actually.
Where was the island relation to the Bahamas?
Not close.
Not close.
They are not close to each other.
They probably own a little ferry. Like they have enough money. Like they could buy a ferry. Like
no, it's not a ferry, bro. It's a submarine. There's a sub base.
Okay.
Right? We're talking about Bond villains.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably, I bet Elon Musk like built one of those tunnels like from the bottom of the Denver airport.
Yep. Oh, we're talking about the Denver airport.
You know, it goes from the airport all the way to the Bahamas. There it is. There it is.
Let's do a little bit more FTX stuff. So there's a from Woo Block.
If I die in the next 3 days, y'all know why.
I want to talk about why the airport's 3 miles long.
Yeah, hang on a second. So Woo Blockchain, a self-reported statement from an FTX employee, which we confirmed to be true. This is bananas. So he says, "I'm a source close to the FTX situation. Sam ruined the lives of many of his current and former employees. Everyone at FTX is shocked and disappointed. They were all fighting for Sam until they found out what happened on Twitter. Sam's inner circle are the only people who knew what was going on. Many FTX employees had their life savings on FTX, promoted as a trusted bank internally and externally." We'll skip down here for a little bit. Most saw this as an amazing opportunity. Everyone from top leadership down to customer support. Shares had to be earned at FTX, and no employee received equity when they were hired. Employees were given 2 weeks to send money to FTX before Thanksgiving, and FTX was relentless on following up about it. So they were basically like scamming people out of. They were scamming their own people. On June 6, 2022, Sam claimed he was hiring more people while others cut jobs on Twitter. He went on CNBC to talk about this. Sam cut 20 plus people the next day. Employees found out that they were being fired and they couldn't speak in the Slack chat anymore. They were removed individually one by one. Sam did not fire employees directly. Pussy. He only posted a message in the internal Slack hours after the firing and more or less blamed the employees for not being quote unquote culture fits. So yeah, this guy is obviously a psychopath. They were controlling it at a very high level, just the inner circle, which I think Ben is. Does he think now that Autism Capital is like burned FTX employees? Is that the general consensus now? Like
it
autism
seems
used
that
to be.
way.
it used to be FTX, but now it's like people in FTX who got burned, and now they're revealing all the dirt.
They seem to be against him.
Got it.
At this point.
Raid incoming from who?
We got one from
West Org Online.
Woo!
Welcome.
Welcome.
West Org Online with a party of 18. Welcome party. Effective altruism.
He said autism. Effective autism.
Oh, effective autism.
Diamante can't read.
Good. Look, dude, these Bitcoin glasses, you got to commit to them. So it's not easy.
I don't know how you're doing it.
Like
honestly.
Caroline?
I don't know how I'm doing it either. Yeah.
Feel free to give up at any time.
Appreciate that. All right. So here we go. Now we're going to talk about the election. All right. Are you ready, Justin?
You ready, Justin?
It's time.
Yes.
It's about to get really. Never mind.
I'm going to stay calm the whole time.
I watched Trump's speech on Fox. He's still him.
Yeah.
He hasn't aged a second.
I
heard it was admire the fact he doesn't age like at all.
Someone said it was a little more lower T.
No, he kept it like super calm. He's like, oh yeah, like everything's great. Oh, you great people, so wonderful, like classic, like right down the middle. Trump. It was.
He does
it was
not
funny.
Understand crypto at all whatsoever. I
think we should explain it to him.
I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Can someone explain that he lost 2020? Hey,
I mean,
Justin looked at me.
I don't. So Trump should like Bitcoin because the color of the symbol is the color of his skin color.
It's the color of him. Yeah. He's the orange man. It's the orange party.
Has been holding for years, and he just won't tell anybody.
I still hold grudges. He was mean to me when I was 14. So, you know.
What?
Oh, really? Was it in Trump
Tower? You met Trump when you were 14?
Were you a stand-in for Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone?
No, my sister and Ivanka were good friends for a very long time.
What? Huh? BJ, put yourself on camera.
No, we can't just skip over this like it doesn't matter. Put the camera on your face and explain
yourself. There's like 2 degrees of separation from us and 45.
What did he do to you, BJ?
He was just mean.
Why was he mean, BJ?
Did he touch you?
He wouldn't share a cake with me.
Where did the orange man touch you?
He wouldn't share a cake with you?
I'm just making this part up.
Okay.
But your sister was tight with Ivanka?
Do we have to use those words?
They were friends?
Yes.
Childhood friends? Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for all the deets, bro.
Awkward. I feel like I just doxed in a bad way.
Says Derek Alien Taco, why did you let Taco back in here? He touched BJ.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I'll block him again.
Yeah, can you block him again?
Yeah, I'll ban him again.
Yeah,
back to the story.
Yeah, back to the story. Actually, Allie, do we have any questions that we need to address?
God, it feels so good banning.
There haven't been a lot of questions in the chat today, so put your questions in the chat if you have any questions. But I do have a question from yesterday.
Okay.
Satoshi Glockamoto asked, I'm wondering, should I take profits now and wait to see where the chips fall after the dust settles before filling my long-term bags? Any thoughts or opinions?
Taking profits at the bottom. Justin, what do you have to say about that?
So here is my financial advice. And yes, it's his financial. I'm kidding. I think what I would be doing if I were somebody that wanted to buy crypto or has crypto, I would be putting my money either into my bank or buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. I would not be playing around. I wouldn't even be playing around with stable.
No. Yep. Totally agree.
Bitcoin is not going anywhere. So like they can try to kill it. It may go down a little bit, sure, whatever. But like it's not going to go away. All these other coins can go away. I mean, we have, what was this thing that came out that everything built Ethereum and everything built on Ethereum could be classified as a security.
Yep.
That's scary.
Yeah.
So so I would be purchasing Bitcoin, DCAing into Bitcoin if I was interested in buying.
Yep.
Justin, what does your NFT HODL portfolio look like, or do you only flip trades?
Yuga. Yuga is my long-term hold. Like anything Yuga. Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, other
Kennel
Deeds, Coda. Kennel Club, sure. You can get those for a little cheaper. Anything, those are the ones that are, are going to make it. All those other ones, Punks too, because Yuga owns Punks, Meebits. Those are, they're going to be used. And I had a really interesting meeting with some people in London last week, and same conversation. And these people know before we know, and they said the same thing. Yuga. So That's when you're holding, like when when trying to ride a bear market, you want to put your money in those. You don't want to be speculating like the next hot NFT because the time's not right.
So I have a question. So if you're bullish on Yuga for NFTs, how do you feel about ApeCoin?
I like ApeCoin.
So ApeCoin's going to stick around? It's going to go back to $20?
ApeCoin, but here's the thing. Like, we got to... Who knows what this regulation stuff's going to look like? But I like ApeCoin. ApeCoin's great. It's Yuga.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's good. I see some people asking about Cardano. Absolutely. I love Cardano. I don't think that's going anywhere either.
I love Cardano too. Yeah.
Apologize for that. Don't kill me. But yeah, Cardano is one of those ones. It is completely decentralized. Man, Charles, if y'all have not been in some spaces,
he's lit.
Charles has been destroying some people in space.
Yeah.
Literally saying like it's time, and I love this quote, it's time to do what's on the label. Meaning, and I'll paraphrase kind of what this means. If crypto was in a cereal box, on the ingredients it would say decentralized. And so when we're putting our money on these platforms,
decentralized for her pleasure.
For her pleasure, yeah, sure. But we're doing the opposite of what's on the label at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so he's been destroying it.
Riddled with Pun says, I thought Yuga claimed they're not behind Ape. What?
Or are they just saying that because of the
Ape
SEC
is used in the other side?
Yeah, Ape's using the other side.
Yeah.
Yuga airdropped to Ape.
Yeah. Justin, go back to your point what Charles is saying. Like, we need to make crypto again. Guess what? Like, when crypto starts acting like TradFi, then you get bad actors just like in TradFi. I mean, yeah, there are bridge hacks, but that's not like full-scale deception and fraud over years and years at a time with political contributions coming in from all angles and defrauding other projects like straight up outright. Like, how many projects did Alameda kill? Like a dozen at this point. Yeah. So yeah, crypto is supposed to be cypherpunk. We're supposed to be decentralized. We're supposed to have privacy. We're supposed to have trustless transactions, peer-to-peer transactions. And when you just give away your agency for your financial freedom, you get what you deserve. It's just like the freaking Joker in the chair. You get what you deserve, okay? And a lot of people got shot in the face. Yes, it's sad. I heard Ben say the other day, like a guy literally had $1 million of profit, was going to buy a house, and he parked it on Voyager for like 3 days.
Wow.
And then during those 3 days, it went away.
That sucks.
That's very sad. That's so incredibly sad. Awful. But guess what? You are your own bank. That's the way crypto is supposed to be. And if you want someone else to be a custodian of your stuff, then you're especially doing it in a immature space such as crypto.
Yeah.
You've taken on a huge amount of risk.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks. But guess what? Crypto is going to be stronger at the end of this.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's laziness. And
for sure.
I hate the fact that people lost money.
Yep.
And it's not, I guess it's not lazy. It's a generational thing. I have a lot of relatives, and I have people like my brother-in-law, my brother's father-in-law is an example, but like old money, people with money, they get in, they follow the green. They know there's opportunity in crypto, but they're so used to the traditional system where you can call an advisor, oh, buy this stock, great, do it. And so like FTX is kind of like a tee up for that. Like, we'll take care of everything for you. Just put your money with us.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, greed takes over, and you get a criminal in the space like Sam Bankman-Fried, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, there's a lot of laziness or old mindsets coming into the space. You have to educate yourself. I say this a lot. DeFi promotes, and decentralization promotes great discipline and education. That's how, those are the two things you need to get into decentralization, and it promotes those things. It's a good thing. And there's a lot of opportunity in the space.
There is.
You just have to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Right. Let's talk about DeFi for a second.
Really quick. Sorry to interrupt. The Matrix 1986. AJ, writer question. Should I ape into Algorand or should I ape into Algorand? And then he added, where is it? Like, it's like DCA, but over a 1 day period.
So it's that what's ape like DCA?
Yeah.
It's like DCA, but all at once.
I think you know what I think, sir. I think you're on to something.
I did see somebody ask me what are some CNFTs that I would promote.
JPEG Junkies.
JPEG Junkies.
The floor is really over 300 now.
Yeah, we're not one of those projects that's promised in the world. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're building a metaverse and we got some badass game coming in a month. We don't. but we're doing some really cool things.
Yep.
So that's when I would promote. There's always like clays and all that stuff too. There's really good ecosystem.
And isn't there going to be a giveaway with a picnic with DZ?
Picnic with DZ and
DZ
bubble
and
bath.
a banana hammock. Yeah.
We're doing bubble bath with AJ too.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Bubble bath with AJ.
I already got all
AJ
the
writes
bombs.
crypto.
I got a
AJ
bunch of
takes
bubble
bubble bath.
bombs
Bubble bath with AJ
from Ukraine. Bad joke. Sorry.
Okay. Let's look at this story. Talking about DeFi, I'm incredibly bullish on DeFi. I think if anything, the past 2 weeks have been a giant advertisement for Bitcoin and DeFi. But I don't like me Ethereum. Okay, me no like ye Ethereum. Case in point, Uniswap goes dark for some users after a Cloudflare routing problem. What is Cloudflare? Well, Cloudflare is Amazon's web hosting. That's essentially what it is. So Uniswap, DeFi, all that sounds great and everything, but womp womp, it's run on Amazon Web Services, which is centralized. So yes, there's a time for DeFi, and I think DeFi still hasn't even had its moment yet. But when I'm thinking about DeFi and the future of DeFi, it is not in Ethereum, because Ethereum is a centralized S coin now, in my opinion.
Wow, took you guys long enough to listen to me.
Okay, thanks, BJ. Ethereum is a centralized shitcoin. It's completely kneecapped its own value, and it's run by the big banks. So Ethereum, it's going to make people a lot of money, but it's literally set up to benefit the people who have already been staking 32 ETH. Most people don't have 32 ETH, okay? And the people who do have 32 ETH don't have just 32 ETH. They have like thousands of ETH. And they're the ones who control the network now. And it's already OFAC compliant, even though they don't have to be. And that there's going to be more and more layers of that sort of censorship on top of Ethereum. So I'm saying all that to say, DeFi is great. Cardano DeFi, I'm very excited about, because out of any other altcoin, besides Ravencoin, Cardano is the most decentralized.
Well, the other exciting thing about it is with Hydra and a lot of the other scalability is, in my opinion, it'll be the first and potentially only one to actually be able to hold everything on-chain data. Because right now, block size are 88 kilobytes, and they should be in the megabytes soon enough. And then Charles has even discussed being able to get into the gigabytes eventually. So, actual on-chain.
Yeah,
Who else is talking about that?
I think Ethereum it's never gonna go away, but all of its use cases are gonna be highly institutional. There's gonna be way less development because you're gonna have all these institutions that do not want to take risks. Whereas Ethereum was built on risk in the early days, that risk tolerance is brought down to zero now. Once you have JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all these other fucking people trying to centralize Ethereum, they haven't. They've already done it. Hold on to their centralization of Ethereum. Innovation is going to grind to a halt on Ethereum. Now, Cardano is the opposite. And I honestly think Avalanche is the opposite as well. I think those two coins, possibly Tezos, but maybe not, those three projects have potential for continuing this level of development. Now, Cardano, it's kind of funny to say that Cardano is going to outdevelop Ethereum, but I think it will. I think there's this wave effect that's happening with Cardano right now, to where they've laid all the groundwork of code is law, and the network effect of that is compounding day by day, whereas Ethereum is capped out. Yeah. Justin, what do you think?
I think Cardano is where, I've said this before, it's where Ethereum was in 2019. That's where we're at with Cardano. Cardano now, like next cycle, and I tweeted this out this morning. I was like, next cycle, Cardano is going to hit $7. No question. But the reason why is right now, what you had on Cardano for a long time was zero development. You had this huge community, people that are diehard Cardano people. Yep. They love Cardano, similar to like the XRP people. They're so loyal. You say anything bad about it, they'll come and attack you and burn your house down, which is great. You need that kind of loyal following. But they had nothing to do on the chain, on the entire network. So when NFTs came around, that's kind of, I always joke about this. Finally, NFTs gave Cardano a use case. Well, now you're having the DeFi set up. Now you just don't have the volume of people right now and the liquidity or the volume of people. They're just no one's in crypto like they were a year ago or a year and a half ago. So what this is they're teeing up to have that DeFi summer explosion that happened in 2020 for Ethereum, which then led into this huge, massive NFT bomb that went off on Ethereum.
Yep.
You're going to have that same moment on Cardano next cycle. Probably, I would say probably in the next 12 months, you're going to start seeing this movement happen.
Absolutely agree.
Especially in the DeFi. But then it's going to carry into this NFT explosion. There's already NFTs on Cardano. That's great. But you don't have the user base. The DeFi is going to bring the user base in. And then there's going to be mass adoption when you're talking about all these other chains. Solana going down. No one wants Solana anymore.
Nope. Dead project.
People are tired of Ethereum.
Yeah.
And everybody's in love with Cardano mainly because of Charles making the comments that he made and what he stands by.
BJ, I want to get your take real quick, but Ali, there was a question up there
about
something about Ethereum. He was FUD. He was angry at me.
He said, so Radavander said, what blockchain currently solves for decentralizing the entire front-end web stock that is robust and production ready? Not a single one. Singling out ETH for this is absurd.
Yeah, so centralization is a spectrum, and nothing is 100% decentralized. There is a 100% centralization that can be defined, but it's really hard to find a real world scenario where something is 100% decentralized. As far as the full web stack, I don't think Ethereum is even making a play for the web stack. Like, no one's going and developing on Ethereum to make like websites and like Squarespace and stuff like that, unless I'm misreading the question. But crypto is not doing that right now. So we're moving into NFTs and how to integrate ownership onto the blockchain in a digital economy. We're not looking at how to build blockchain websites. So I hope that answers your question. I'm singling out Ethereum because it's literally the second biggest coin in the entire market cap, and it's also controlled almost entirely by the big banks.
Dang.
Was there any other questions?
There was a question for me. It was like ETH or ADA, and I would say ADA, and then they said if ADA, or Algorand. And
oh my God.
Well, hold on.
Are you typing these on your phone? No, are you in the chat?
No, it's one of the people in there. But like short term, like for right now, Cardano definitely has a massive head start.
You're talking about for price action or just overall ecosystem?
I guess both, like just in general. Okay. I suppose they didn't really give me any details to run with, but Cardano has a really big head start. Do I think Algorand has potential to break in to the top 10, top 5 coin? Yes. But do I think they're going to like pass ADA in market cap? Possible, but I'm not going to say that that's going to happen because that would be ridiculous. Is that fair? That's fair. Because Cardano, I'm big on Cardano. I really like Cardano. Cardano was one of the first coins I ever got into. I don't like how people like, oh, Cardano's dead, blah, blah, blah. Dude, last year I got in Cardano for 30 cents and sold it at $3 within 8 months. So like when people say Cardano this, Cardano, I'm like, what are you talking about? I 10x that stuff in 21 like it was on accident. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
There's far superior chains than Ethereum, especially when you're talking about like networks to build on like
Algo
Near.
I like Near.
But what separates them from Ethereum and what separates Ethereum from all those is their community, which and it's hard to combat that.
Not the gang.
No, and you need community, which means you need marketing. So if Algo had some more money to put towards marketing,
they're the title sponsor for the World Cup.
Yeah, well, they need more. Like they need more and more and
more. I don't know how good of a look that is.
That was a good start, at least.
They need more and more and more. So
sure, I agree.
World Cup brought to you by slaves.
Qatar. It's not going good over there.
What about sand?
What about sand?
Hang on, sand? It's on the beach.
The Matrix 1986 says second mover advantage, baby. That's the thing. No one cares about first to market. They care about best to market. Do you know how many smartphones there were before the iPhone?
Right.
Like 3.
People are always going to go with what's the fastest and the most convenient. And whoever wins that battle will win the war.
No one uses BlackBerry anymore. They were like the second to market, but they were really, really good for a time. But their innovation slowed down. Do you know why their innovation slowed down? Because they got integrated into the government corporation basically security stack, if I can say that.
Yeah.
Like the White House only allowed you to use BlackBerries because they could control the back end because it was a super centralized operating system.
Right.
So that was great for a while and they made mad money. But guess what? Android ate their lunch. and iOS ate their lunch because they had to stop development because any change had to go through this gigantic committee for BlackBerry. And I loved BlackBerry. I had the actual like the Z10. It was a great phone. The operating system was fantastic, but the innovation slowed down. That's what Ethereum's going to run into.
Yeah.
Going back to the full web stack. Yeah, HTTP. I'm not a web developer, but I don't think HTTP is like centralized. I think it's just a protocol. There is centralization in the internet service providers for sure, but there are ways to get around that. I know there's people like fucking sending Bitcoin over AM radio and shit like that. But
what?
There are ways to get around it. They were actually sending photos of the COVID lockdowns in China over UHF TV. They were sending video files, actual files over radio waves.
What?
Yeah, because it's just ones and zeros, bro. It took them like 8 hours to download like a 5-second clip.
That's crazy.
That's how they were doing it. Yeah. Real quick, BJ, you had a comment about Cardano and Ethereum.
Oh, I pretty much was just going to back what Justin was saying, and primarily that I do think, and I've said this before, that I think the last bull run we just had was the bull run for ETH and its ecosystem.
Yep.
And that you want to figure out what the layer one is of the next bull run. I definitely think it's Cardano. So looking into a lot of those alts, Charlie's a cool one. Algorand's pretty cool. There is partnerships between Algo and Cardano, correct?
Yeah.
There's that, the whole world mobile token. So if we're trying to do decentralization of basically information and things like that. And, there's certain things I don't like a lot of the digital identity stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think that's a kind of a future protocol that we're not avoiding whatsoever.
Well, even like just to get on an airplane, what as I saw at the airport the other week, by March 23, like you're going to have a real ID or you can't get on a flight and that is kind of coming with digital identity. That's all going to be in a database somewhere. So it's just changing with the times. And if they change with the times with security, like obviously using blockchain would help the efficiency of that infrastructure tenfold.
Wish
so
we could
hopefully
go back to the Wild West where you rob a bank and shave your mustache and nobody knows who you are.
Yeah. Look, man, all it takes is one solar flare and we're back to 1820.
Nice.
Look, Riddled Puns wants a sweet NES. Should I make more of these? I need to get
NES
people delegating to NES pool. I'm a baby pool. Baby
he's a kiddie pool.
Baby. I think I'm the only delegator right
now. Any other questions, Allie?
Yeah, I have questions from the chat. We've got question for the community from JD Smith Digi Artist. How safe is your crypto in the Exodus wallet? I know there's an exchange associated with it. Any possible effery there?
Ooh, that's a great question. I know FTX had a partnership with Exodus. You could actually trade on them. Go ahead.
On the Exodus app, you could like link your FTX right to it and then send it to your Exodus like right away. I don't know how much money FTX actually gave Exodus for that. I know there's like a sheet with with all the millions on it. And
were they on there? Was Exodus on there?
They had to have been. It scared me to see when Matic was 450 million in. I was like, damn.
If you have a wallet where you actually make the 12-word seed phrase or 24 words, that's your password to the blockchain assets. So,
so I think Exodus is probably going to be safe.
Yeah.
Just because they're not like using your funds. Your funds are
the
are
team
there
behind
in cold
Exodus.
storage,
They are very, very high level. I think one of them was like a designer for Porsche. So they're incredibly high level, like blockchain experts. So Exodus, I use it all the time. I use it every day.
I used to use Exodus. Cizurk says H-bar seems like a coin. I disagree. I disagree a lot.
I mean, it's centralized World Economic Forum garbage, but
it's gonna rip because it's that. And I don't care what it is. If you can make money on it, I'm in.
I don't like that sentiment, but I understand why you say that.
I don't know. I'm friends with Ben. I'm friends with Ben Armstrong. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
That sentiment is why we got into this situation.
Yeah, true. But
H-bar is going somewhere though.
Oh,
I know some things that they're doing behind the scenes. Integrating into smart TVs. I know how their blockchain works. Like on Ethereum, if you are if you're collecting NFTs or like all of a sudden you open your wallet and you have a bunch of shit NFTs that you ask for, especially on Polygon.
Yep.
You can't do that on HBAR. You can't just randomly. You have to associate a token ID.
So you can't do any airdrops?
You can't do, you can't. Well, you can do token airdrops. You can't do NFT airdrops. You have to associate the token. So you can see, like, they're working with LG TV and other smart TV companies.
LGB TV?
Yeah, LGBTQ TV.
Oh, okay,
and then they're integrating that into those televisions, and working with, like content service providers, major ones, Cox and all that stuff. So they're doing some major things. I would definitely, not financial advice, but I would be scooping a bag of that for sure, because they're going to have a pretty big, decent run next cycle.
Since I got an Apple Watch, and on the Apple Watch, I keep track of like 25 coins on this like crypto tracker. They're just like coins I like to keep an eye on. And while everything right now is like Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, everything's down, the two coins that are standing out to me in positive price action right now are Chiliz and HBAR. HBAR is up 6% today. So there is something to be said if the entire market's kind of sideways down and a couple coins are stand out. Chiliz is probably up. The FIFA NFTs is real big. They went down to 18 cents over the weekend and are already back up to 22 cents. It likes to hang around 25.
Doesn't that kind of have a baby market cap? Like under
Chiliz?
Chiliz was top 100 last cycle.
Chiliz is big. Yeah. And but yeah, they're going to be, Chiliz is going to rip. And I mean, I'm not even sure why HBAR is plumbing right now, but just the fact that it is just kind of says something.
Well, on that note, Mayamo Lucifer asked, what's all the big hype around ISO 222 coins?
The global cross-border payment system.
Yeah, it's basically banks using crypto.com.
Right.
So there's a whole, we actually broke down almost all the ISO 20022 coins on the Bitcoin Crypto website.
Right.
One of them is HBAR.
HBAR, Algorand.
So there's a whole playlist
Cardano.
on the Bitcoin Crypto YouTube page, and Ben breaks all of them down. So go watch that.
Yep.
Another question. 40 Bottles asked, in relation to the FTX stuff, how is there missing money when there is a blockchain tracking transactions?
Missing money
doesn't
from
matter
coins.
if
they were fake manufactured coins.
Yeah, there's some of
Paper
that
coins.
for sure.
Yeah.
So they synthesize the coins on their internal systems, but they would not work on the ledger.
Right.
What were you going to say, Justin?
Where was the question? Say the question again, because I do have some.
He said, how is there missing money when there is a blockchain tracking transactions?
Well, just because you track the transaction doesn't mean the money is not. If I steal his wallet right in front of his eyes, he knows I stole it, but I still stole his wallet. So like, just the fact that you're tracking the blockchain doesn't mean that somebody's not stealing the money. Yeah, we know where all the crypto is. We know where all the hacked Ethereum is.
Yep.
Right.
Like, we know where it is. Doesn't change the fact that it was hacked and stolen.
Yeah, it's still missing.
So like, it's a great thing that we can track it, but like, it was stolen. Right?
So
just
you're saying you don't know who the wallets belong to that stole the missing coins?
Because crypto is permissionless. So, all this Maxine Walters stuff, she's like, oh yeah, we've got to reform crypto. We need to limit the exposure, blah, 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 blah. Like, you don't understand the fundamentals of crypto. It's permissionless. Anyone can make a wallet. I can make 100 wallets.
I don't need my ID to go make a wallet.
Yeah. The fact that they can't grasp that basic.
Hold on. So Nick, just for people in the chat that might not understand, break down in a really easy way what permissionless means. Because I feel like a lot of people, they hear that word and they just like think they get it, but like they don't.
Daddy Gary can't say no.
Exactly.
As a noob myself, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like when you open a bank account, you have to give them all your information, basically.
Social number.
But you don't have to do that when you have a wallet for crypto.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's like voting. Perfect. You don't have to show your ID.
See?
You could just vote.
Ali B Crypto.
Ali B Crypto.
Even I
breaking down knowledge bombs.
I'm telling you.
So to get an account number at a bank, the account number allows you to hold money there. You have to do all this stuff. You have to KYC. The only way you need to get, or the only thing you need to get an account number at the Bank of Bitcoin is you download a wallet app, and there's like a dozen of them. And then it'll give you a seed phrase, and boom, there's your address.
You're in.
You're in, boyo. Okay.
+1 Ali. I agree with Chef Crypto.
Yeah, +1 Ali.
That was well said.
For sure. Speaking of
AJ for
permissionless,
president. Let's go.
Speaking of trustless, Justin.
Talking about the election.
Why was the election stolen? Go.
Which election?
This one.
Why is Biden licking ice cream?
Because of our broken system. It's because of our broken.
How can-
large.
Here's what I don't understand.
How can we fix it though, Justin?
That was good.
Yeah.
Justin,
How
if you
can we
wave a
fix
magic
it?
wand,
Do
if you
what
wave a
every
magic
other
wand.
third world country does.
But they have
And
they
wait a
like
minute.
dictators.
Wait, hey, let me finish. No, that not all of them have dictators. Show your ID. Let's do that. Why is that impossible? And it's insulting to say, because they're like, well, that's not fair to minorities. So you're telling me that you're saying that the minorities are stupid and they don't know what an ID is? That's what they're trying to tell us? It's just so
It kills
that's
so
me.
what they
dumb.
You know what
said.
kills me about
Yeah.
it? When they say that stopping mail-in ballots is voter suppression.
Voter
Yeah.
suppression.
What?
Yeah. There
Now,
is, believe
if
it or
you
not.
wanna vote,
yeah.
you gotta go vote.
It's the ballot. I'm trying not to go too far on it.
Do
but
it.
It's the ballot harvesting that they spend months, sometimes
Right.
years
Right.
collecting these
You
ballots.
know how
Can
many
you
dead
define
people voted
getting-
for Biden?
Can you define ballot harvesting?
Well, I don't
For
know
the studio
I don't know the
audience.
exact term, but it's like, okay, you have an elderly 80-year-old dementia-ridden grandmother. We all have one of those, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
some
I
rando
have
comes
three.
to her door, hands her a ballot, and says, fill it out.
You'll get
Check
coupons.
right here, right there. No, the blue box. Check that one.
Right.
And then takes it and goes to the neighbor and then goes to the nursing homes and then
Right.
goes to the cemetery and does it for all the dead people.
But wait,
Yeah.
isn't
That
that
is ballot
empowering?
harvesting.
Is that not empowering people to vote? Why
To
would you be
pray?
against that?
To prey on an elderly person. What about a dead person? Why do they
Yeah.
get to vote? They
Yeah.
shouldn't get to vote.
They shouldn't. You know how many
Dead
dead
people
people
shouldn't
voted
vote.
for Biden?
So would
A lot.
ballot harvesting be okay? And there is a blockchain, there is a crypto angle to this. Everyone calm down, okay?
you got me heated, bro.
What, somebody,
Is there an actual ethical way?
Puns.
Is there wait, what'd he say?
Oh, it's a reader.
Did you guys hear Biden is going on a voter appreciation tour? He's visiting every cemetery in the U.S.
That's
Yeah.
solid.
Savage.
Well done.
I
Well
don't-
done.
that's
I like
pretty
that.
good.
Riddled.
Yeah. Plus
dead
one.
people are people too, Justin. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know they're people.
Crypto
I'm not-
Thorn gave us the solution. Why don't
Okay.
we use blockchain to vote?
There it is.
Wow.
There it is.
Imagine that.
That would
Tied it all
still
together.
that would
January
make
Walker
it
said the
easier to
same thing.
verify.
Yep.
Right? That would make it easier to verify. They make it faster. It would make it way more secure.
Yep.
I don't think that would fix ballot harvesting though.
That's
would
what
it?
wouldn't fix it at all.
No, it
because-
wouldn't fix ballot. Just do away with it.
Mail-in
If
ballots
you
gotta
can't go to the poll,
Yep.
if you're not in the military, you don't get
Yep.
an absentee ballot.
Okay.
Bang.
Period.
Just look, if I can't go to Walmart and buy super glue without showing my fucking driver's license, you should need a fucking ID to vote.
Yep.
Yes.
Go to Walmart and try to buy super glue. It'll be
Yeah.
like, it'll say, "Oh, you're over 18," and then some whale has to waddle over and say, "Where's your ID?" And you got to show them that you're over the age of 18
Whoa,
to
whale.
buy.
Wait.
That's what they tell me when I buy Sudafed every day. Saying
Exactly.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you're over your limit.
Yeah, you're over your list.
I always have to give
Sudafed.
I have to give a fake ID when I buy
Super
my
glue
Sudafed.
suppression.
Yep.
Okay. Matrix 1986. That someone asked me when I'm going to run for president. First of all, I will never run for president. I will take
No one would vote
authority.
for him.
No, I will take authority. There will be no election. I will be given power.
Yes.
And I will rule, and then I will step down. Okay? It will
Whatever,
not be
Palpatine.
it will not be democratic.
Do you need a speechwriter? I know a
No,
guy.
no, bro. No. I'll need a food taster, but I won't need a speechwriter. Nick the benevolent dictator. Yes, I will rule for 10 years and I will step down. Okay?
I want to talk
Just
about
like
I want to
Julius
talk
Caesar.
about Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And how did they
Are you talking
vote
about mental
that-
illness?
No, I want to talk about how they voted the guy that couldn't speak.
Well, what about their awesome
He could not
hardcore
even
scene?
speak in the debate, and it's not because of Dr. Oz. I know you don't like Dr. Oz, Nick.
He sucks.
I don't think he sucks. I think he was a
sucks.
much better
He
candidate.
sucks. Trump sucks.
He was a much
Who
better
else sucks?
candidate.
Stacey
and he
Abrams
helped a lot of
sucks.
people, but Stacey Abrams does suck.
Yeah, she's
But
awful.
how did you vote? That is proof enough to me
Yeah.
that there was some fishiness going on. They front ran the ballots on the front end for Fetterman.
Yes, you're right. Yep.
And
Pennsylvania native here.
Pennsylvania
Evan Coons, what's
just
up?
got destroyed that way.
What's up? How about them Steelers? So, and the other amazing thing they did with Fetterman is they somehow painted him to be this everyman. And when he's a trust fund kid, his parents are trust fund managers. He didn't work a day in his life. He played a little football, got a little bit of that CTE.
He wears a hoodie.
Wears a hoodie.
He has that weird
and
thing on his neck. I don't like that either. Can we?
He's got a
say it?
goiter.
Can
He's
we
got a
talk
goiter on
about?
his neck. It's
Can we
weird.
talk about the weird thing on his neck?
No.
His head?
No.
That too.
His head was weird
That
too.
too. This is a lit. How many people are in this room right now?
Yes.
We've got 116 people.
Wow.
Holy crap. That's
Twitch
amazing.
is growing. I love how
This is a lit
Twitch
episode.
is growing. Yeah,
Put
it
them
is.
socials up, BJ. Could you please?
I've never been on the. Is this big for?
This is pretty good.
This has been growing. I've been here since the first episode.
When we had like 6
When we
people.
had like no one, and then slowly but surely every week it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and
But
bigger.
the chat is lit. Look at this.
Yeah, but yesterday we had like twice as many people.
Yeah, some of
That's
them
true.
are absolutely
That's true.
it's getting crazy.
It's because TJ was naked, but I'll
you
rule and
guys-
step down. I remember hearing that from something like in Star Wars. Yeah, well,
I just want to shout out Really Graceful. She gives really good
Yes.
content on YouTube
She's
and
good.
Instagram. She I got this info from her, but did you guys see the blog that Caroline Ellison wrote
Oh,
about
yeah.
how she wrote, here are what I think are some cute boy things, like basically the things she's into. Number
Oh,
one,
boy.
controlling most major world governments. This chick actually wrote this in a blog.
when? What was the timestamp on
That's
that?
I don't
funny.
see the timestamp, but I think
Cute
it was probably
boy
the last,
things.
Cute
Yes.
boy things, being a megalomaniac.
being responsible for many important inventions and scientific discoveries. Low risk aversion. Sufficient strength to physically overpower you.
oh, bro, hang
Are
on.
you
Zoom
sure?
in.
I just can't
Hold on.
believe.
Are we sure she submitted this? Sorry, that was a sub joke.
Yeah.
BJ, get out.
I can't.
Please.
BJ, you're off the show.
Yeah, 50 people just left.
I
Yeah.
just can't
People just
believe.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, well, SBF also blamed the fall of FTX on Caroline today.
What?
He said it's
did?
her fault.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Total Sigma male move right
It's all
there.
that elementary school
Low
math.
T.
Or that's
Justin,
her kink.
what's the over-under on SBF's
T?
testosterone count?
Testosterone count.
Over
Well,
under.
the fact that he has, and I've seen those videos with his gray T-shirt. The fact that he has man boobs,
Estrogen.
Moves.
that's
Moves.
estrogen. So he
That's
has very
estrogen.
high E, and a decent amount of hair. I don't see any balding.
Oh, he's going thin.
And his
Hard.
voice
Is
isn't-
he?
His,
Hard and
voice,
fast.
His T might be good.
his voice tells me that his T count, just his voice. Even if I didn't know what he looked like, I would picture his body.
Or maybe
with
his
that
balls
voice.
didn't drop. You're right.
Maybe.
Maybe it is.
Picturing his
Maybe
body.
like
Is he a
I'm
gelding?
picturing his body.
Is,
I walked right
is
into
he a
that.
gelding?
I walked right into that. Fuck.
I will say I used to be vegan for like 5 years, and I
What?
was the most unhealthy and overweight I've ever been in my life.
That's true.
really.
Yeah, vegan
You
facts.
gained weight.
Vegan
Yeah, I
facts.
It's all the
weight.
salt and preservatives.
Because it's all carbs.
Yep.
Everything you eat is
Oh, you're
carbs.
right.
Yep.
Beans and stuff.
Yep.
It's no
Yep.
bueno.
I've heard you gain weight and you have bad gas. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard.
You
vegans.
just shit constantly.
Yeah.
gain weight,
I mean-
bad gas, and are sociopath.
Yeah, that's what it
Bang.
does.
That's a vegan.
So eat your protein, kids.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
vegan for
Yeah,
you.
butter,
Criminal.
fat, clean meats.
Yep.
I had really good nuts that pretty much half the office have put in their mouth at this point.
Yeah, I ate
Um,
your nuts.
That have protein.
Yeah. Yeah. Several people in this very room have had my nuts in their mouth. They're pecans. They're Georgia pecans.
Yep.
They're buttered in a cast iron skillet with flake salt on them. They're incredibly good. Yeah. Derek Alien Taco says, I loved your nuts, Nick. Yeah.
Shout
Look.
out to Nick's nuts.
Shout out to my nuts.
Let's wrap this up.
This will be the last time. This will be the last. Georgia pecans are delicious and good for you.
Wait,
This
did
will
we
be
just
the
live
last
this around?
time TJ lets me host Basement. It's been great. Who are we gonna raid?
Well, more importantly,
Probably Joel.
I like how we started talking about condoms at the beginning, and then we finished it up with let's wrap
Nuts.
it
With
up.
nuts.
Yeah, I
I
was
know.
a fool.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Solid.
I don't know.
Shout
who
out
we're
to
rating.
Chemistry Bro. He says he's a healthy vegan. Good for you. Do
Yeah.
you, bro?
Yeah.
Don't hate veganism.
Shout out to Taco, Chef.
Wait, are you a
Riddle with puns,
vegetarian
all
or
you guys.
vegan?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody's metabolic
Hank?
rates are different. So,
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally every person's different.
Gaming raid, hit network gaming.
Yeah, hit network.
Give
Let's raid
Joel,
them.
give Joel some help.
Why?
Yeah, stick around for Hit
Because-
Gaming.
Played marbles last
Thanks
time.
for joining
Yeah,
us
you
in
wanna
the
win
basement
money.
today,
Yeah.
guys.
Marbles with Joel.
Thank you, Ali B Crypto. Thank you, NFT Justin. Thank you, AJ
Bye.
Pleasanton, AJ Rich Crypto. I'm Nick DeMundi.
Hold on. I'm
Later.
typing things.
See you
Don't
at
do
the top.
anything Weird. Ah. Oh shit.
See you at the
Bye,
top.
y'all.
Is this
Have a
thing
good
on?
one.
Later.
Ah!